Hello again from here, from Japan. We will proceed with the next presentation. My name is Ali Jerpelia. I'm working together with the NuttX community as both project management committee and the chair of the project. I'm doing the releases for the project. And I usually feel that there are some needs from the compliance perspective, especially when doing releases. So I started this topic last year, proposing that we implement the SPDX headers and we correct a few issues regarding compliance. And this year I'm following up with the updates from mostly the legal side and what the governments are asking. Not only us, the NuttX community, but they are legal requirements that will soon become mandatory. So first of all, what is SPDX? SPDX is a standard, an open standard for communicating the software bill of materials, including provenance, license, security, and other related information. SPDX reduces redundant work by providing common formats for organizations and communities to share important data, thereby streamlining and improving compliance, security, and dependability. The standard number you can find in my slide. If you want to go through the standard, is quite detailed and quite an interesting read if you're interested in the standard itself. In the past slide, I mentioned software bill of material. What is a software bill of material? A software bill of material, or short form SBOM, is a list of all open source and third-party components present in a code base. We need the SBOM. The need of SBOM is driven by several factors that include ensuring the software transparency, managing open source software and third-party dependencies, identification and mitigation of security vulnerabilities, and also compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. There are several SBOM types, but we as a community should, in my opinion, focus mostly on the source SBOM, which will detail which files are shared as source, and the build SBOM, which will detail which files are included in the final target for each build. So for the NuttX project, I've been looking into implementing those, and it is a work in progress. Hopefully, the next version of NuttX, NuttX 13, will have support, or at least partial support for them. Looking from a legislative side, in Europe, we have the CRA, Cyber Resilience Act, which has been promoted by the European Parliament on the March 12th. And the CRA uses the software bill of materials to describe, record, and monitor product security. Therefore, a formal document outlining the CRA compliance requirements and describing all the SBOM specific requirements will soon appear. The CRA doesn't have yet all the policies on how to be applied, so we are looking on the publication. On the other hand, the German government published the technical guideline for the cyber resilience requirements for manufacturer and products, where they define the software bill of materials as a machine processable file containing supply chain relationship and details of the components used in the software product. It supports automated process of information on software components. This covered both so-called primary component and the used third-party component. So, in simple words, it covers the open source part and the third-party part. The level of detail for the SBOM is also added in the SBOM. I will not go into details. You have the link with the full document. It's quite long, and it goes quite into detail what is needed for an SBOM. Also, if we look at another country, we have UK, which has a response call for views on the Software Resilience Act, and it is also quite an interesting read. I will not read the text. You can read it yourself. The link in the bottom of the page will take you to that document. I will share the slide. Those are quite long documents. Please read them if you're interested into this side of compliance. Not only as a product, but also compliance from the open source perspective. And then we have the other continent that adopted something similar. We have the USA, and they have the executive summary, which says the dramatic increase of cyber compromises over the past years, specifically the software supply chain, prompted intense scrutiny of measures to strengthen the resilience of supply chain for software used through government and critical structures. So they are basically doing the same thing. NSA is doing the same thing. They are proposing an SBOM as a part of the supply chain risk management. You will, I'm sorry for the text that cannot be read in the presentation. I will fix it before uploading the slides. You have also the link to the full document. It is quite a long document, and it is hard to read it during the conference due to the time that we have available. What we are proposing for the NuttX SBOM roadmap, or what I'm proposing, because in this moment I'm the person doing the releases, is to implement the SPDX identifier. I pushed the first commit implementing SPDX. There has been a really good comment from the Apache Foundation and other members. Now we have a way forward, and I will proceed sending the other 28,000 patches that or patches for 28,000 files that will correct and implement the SPDX. After we have the SPDX, we will investigate the format that will be used for NuttX. What are the available tools that can be added to our build environment, and then integrate the SBOM generation directly into the build environment. So the expected time plan from my side is probably the next 6 months to have a full implementation. Hopefully things will work as I'm planning. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I thank you very much for this session, and I hope that we will find a lot of time for discussion later when the other continents will have some clarification on the SBOM from their side, and also after the European Union publishes the policies how to apply the CRA. Are there any questions from the room? Are there any questions online? Please.
Thank you for the presentation. And what versions of SPDX will you target to produce as SBOM?
In this moment, I'm considering the SPDX 2.4 Lite. For a real-time operating system like NuttX, I think that the Lite version is something that we can easily use. While in the future, if the widely adopted standard will be SPDX 3, we will probably migrate. I also spoke with Kate, and Zephyr uses SPDX 2. So maybe it's better to be aligned with the other real-time operating systems instead of trying to do something cutting edge, which will take time to be adopted. But that is my personal opinion.
Thank
you.
Please, Fukuchi-san.
Perhaps the same kind of questions. My understanding, you are targeting the SBOM producing like Zephyr project. So you are targeting the same as the S-bomb of the Zephyr project. Is that correct?
Everybody that produces an S-bomb will produce something similar to what Zephyr produces, because that is the S-bomb structure. What we are targeting is to have a source S-bomb and a build S-bomb. So both of them should be provided by NuttX, just to be compliant. And also the generation of the build S-bomb will help us fix the licenses. Because in the S-bomb, you can see that you selected, so at build time, you will select that you want to have only Apache licenses. And then in the S-bomb, you see that you have a few files that have a different license. Then you as a developer can go into the code and fix that. So it will help us find the licenses that in this moment are slipping in between. It's too many files with too many licenses to manually assess it. And this tool will basically help us fix that and also fix compliance. Because in that case, when you select Apache and another license, you will be sure that only that will be in your product. So for a company, I believe that for a company, this will be a great opportunity for picking NuttX, because the licenses are already true to what we declare. So we correct the licenses.
So the background of my question is that in the marketplace, the two major real-time OS, the Zephyr and NuttX, I believe. And so if Zephyr produce some kind of S-bomb, so perhaps people expect the same one as Zephyr. So my question is that it is better to produce same kind of S-bomb as Zephyr.
Yes.
The Zephyr is the de facto for the real-time OS.
We produce the same type.
Same type.
Yes, but the content cannot be the same, because they have different files and they have different SHA for the files. So yes, that is the standard, and we are targeting that. It is actually a standard from OpenChain.
And so I think we should say that it is better to say that we can produce that S-bomb as Zephyr does. It is a good message to the market.
Like that, or we can say that we produce an S-bomb that is SPDX compatible, and Zephyr produces an S-bomb that is SPDX compatible. I didn't mention there is another standard called CycloneDX, and from my knowledge, there are tools that can convert from one standard to another. So if a company is using CycloneDX and we produce the S-bomb in SPDX standard, the tool will be able to convert to CycloneDX so that that company can ingest the S-bomb. If we see in the future any kind of requirement to have CycloneDX, maybe we can incorporate the tool into our tree. But in this moment, it is way too far. We are just starting to add the SPDX headers as a first step, and that will be a really long step.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question. Do we have other questions or questions online? Nothing on YouTube. Okay. Thank you very much.